Hello, my name is Max Bamfield. Welcome to my talk. Today I'll be discussing how do you find the cause and treatment methods or cures for illnesses such as the chronic fatigue syndrome. It involves occasional pains in the lower left side of the chest, abdominal pain which occurs frequently and can become severe and last for months at a time, and severe fatigue which can be caused by the slightest effort and last for days. There are many other symptoms, but generally only 6 main ones in any individual. Can you find the cause of these mysterious diseases in 10 minutes with common sense? Or does it require motivation, determination and perseverance? Those symptoms have been a mystery for more than 2,000 years since Hippocrates, and 900 years since the world's first university was established. So how do you find the cause? When nothing is seen on x-rays, blood tests or laboratory equipment, and 10 million doctors and 10 million medical specialists and 10,000 universities have not been able to find it. In the 1960s, when I was studying leadership under scholarship at the SA Institute of Technology, we were told that individuals like Galileo and Darwin had solved major mysteries. But nowadays the remaining mysteries are so complicated that they'll only be solved by teams of experts. We were also told that the chemical compounds for curing illnesses like cancer will probably only be found from rare toxic plants, insects and animals in the depths of the Amazon jungle. In the 1970s and 80s, I was told it was impossible to find a physical cause of my health problems, so they must be mental. So I should stop wasting my time looking for it and leave it up to the experts, and apply my creative ability to something useful such as art. I was also told that the cause could only be found in future in ways that we can't even begin to understand today. And I was told that the cause won't be found until major new advances in technology made it possible to read the human mind as if it was typing from a book, where the cause was considered to be due to mental problems rather than physical problems. Others said there are too many possibilities in the world today to investigate all of them. For example, is it caused by the food we eat, the thousands of foods we eat, the toxins in our environment, or unknown viruses, etc.? But those arguments didn't apply to the fact that I had severe illnesses that were not responding to treatment, so I wanted the mystery solved in my lifetime, not in 500 years in the future. So what did I think? If the world's best researchers couldn't find the cause, then it must be difficult, like trying to find a needle in a haystack when it is the same colour as the hay, made of the same stalks, and there are 10,000 haystacks over 100 square miles. So how did I find the needles, i.e. the previously unknown causes, treatment methods and cures for several illnesses? How did I do it? Between 1978 and 83, I had 15 essays published in the Australasian Nurses Journal. 1982 to 4, I had spent 2 years designing and organising a world-first study at the SA Institute for Fitness Research and Training. In 1984 to 2000, I spent 6 years writing a 1,005-page book at the rate of 1 paragraph a day while I had cancer, It had 130 references, 300 illustrations, and an alphabetical index to thousands of facts in the text. 2001 to 2, I published a health biography of Robert Louis Stevenson, which covered the plagues of the 19th century, including malaria, typhoid, pneumonia, and tuberculosis. In 2006, I published a 40-minute audio CD on how I survived angina with a vegetarian diet. In 2007 to 9, I spent more time editing 2 medical pages in Wikipedia and added more than 60 top quality references to a page about Da Costa syndrome. Between 2013 and 16, I had 40 essays published in the British Medical Journal, approximately about a week to write 1,000 words each, and I made several more world-first discoveries. These slides and photos show some of the displays of my research that I presented in various locations in the past, about the past 6 years or so. The discoveries that I made have helped at least 5% of the world population, or 350 million patients, prevent a lifetime of pain and fatigue, and because I found the physical causes, it's prevented a lifetime of the stigma of mental illness. This is a comment from the BMJ. In 2014 to 16, the British Medical Journal invited me to become a peer reviewer for their journal as an expert in the field. My expertise is in finding the physical basis for illnesses where there was no previous evidence of their existence. I found the causes, the precise causes. But other people say it's just common sense, so they could have found it. Others said there are thousands of scientists nowadays, and lots of people think up the same cure at the same time. So nobody can claim to be the first these days. And I should give my research away for free for the common good. But 45 years ago, nobody knew the causes or cure for my illnesses, and treatment was ineffective. They also didn't know the causes or treatments for motor neurone disease, multiple sclerosis, and many other illnesses. And they still don't know how to treat those other illnesses effectively. So, can anybody cure those diseases with common sense? A teenager with common sense could say in 10 seconds to a woman whose car broke down on the road to the city, say, catch the bus, they come every 15 minutes. That's common sense. But is it possible to develop a treatment method or cure for an illness in 10 seconds or 10 minutes before I or someone else publishes it? Or is it only possible after I or someone else has published the results? Well, there's many problems where I haven't published. As a general rule, those that I have published, countless people have copied them and claimed to have solved the problems. But I haven't published everything. And this is one problem. But I didn't. The symptom is hundreds of pains in the chest. They're like stars twinkling on and off in the sky. But it's not light flickering in the sky, it's pains flickering on and off in the chest. How do you find a cure without knowing the cause? All you need to do is the research. But where do you start? Do you start by searching for chemicals in the rare flowers, insects or animals in the Amazon jungle? Some years ago, Sean Connery, aka you will know him as James Bond, starred in a movie called Medicine Man. And it was about a biochemist going to the Amazon jungle to find a medicine man who had a flower that could cure illness. And he extracted a compound from it, which enabled him to cure a boy with cancer. But then there was a conflict in the villages between industrialists who were moving in on the jungle and the village, and in that process, his compound was lost. He then had an assistant coming along, and she found in this story that the same compound could be extracted from a rare ant, an insect. And they had a bit of a dispute, and she said she wouldn't continue to help him unless, when he published his findings, he reported that she was the co-discoverer. So I want you to answer the next two questions. Is it possible for someone to find the cause and cure for hundreds of pains in the chest in 10 minutes with common sense? And can someone find the cause of multiple sclerosis, motor neurone disease and muscular dystrophy by doing a survey of thousands of scientists to find how many hundreds of them already found the cause at the same time? And can they get the results and find these cures within 2 weeks? When I was in Wikipedia, I had to deal with a lot of individuals, or two in particular, who are best described as liars, cheats and trolls. So I'd like you to go into Wikipedia, ask them those questions, and let me have the answer in the next week or two. Perhaps also you could ask the journalists of 60 Minutes and Four Corners, because they've been interviewing scientists who claim that they made these discoveries and they refuse to tell the public that I did. Ask them if they can solve those problems with common sense or a survey. I look forward to next week, when you will know some marvellous brand new cures for illnesses, or that you can't cure disease with common sense, and there are not hundreds of people curing them at the same time. If you have the chronic fatigue syndrome now and are being advised to reorganise your daily activities and use very mild exercise, I hope you don't believe that anyone could have developed that method with just common sense. Or the copyright thieves who want you to believe that there are thousands of scientists studying diseases nowadays and hundreds of them come up with the same discoveries at the same time, so that nobody can claim to be first. And if you have multiple sclerosis, motor neurone disease, muscular dystrophy or any other incurable illness, I hope there's someone like me who's trying to cure your illnesses and that you will support them and not the people who think it's common sense or that hundreds of scientists discovered the same thing at the same time. Thank you.